Happen to spot them before I do, just point them out. No problems whatsoever. Another word of caution, now might be a good time to take the lens cap off your cameras. While you're looking at your cameras, maybe take a look at it. You have a speed setting or a sports setting. Now's the time to do that. Meanwhile, that sign on your right-hand side, Harambe Wildlife Reserve, was established in 1971. And that was done to protect all of the local wildlife. Now, unfortunately, poachers managed to get into the reserve, and that's pretty scary. Need to try to stop these people. Now, we've been doing this for quite some time, and as we get through that reserve, animals kind of come up to our vehicles. You guys get some good photos, but sometimes it's not us getting through. Poachers. I'm going to move up a little bit, see if I can get within radio range of the warden. There he is.
It is Warden Wilson Mutua. Over.
I'm Jumbo Warden Wilson. We're just about to enter into the Little Atari Forest. Over.
I'm Jumbo Simbawat. Keep your eyes open and drive carefully. You should see lots of animals.
Thank you, Wilson. Thank you. Well, you heard him. We should see lots of animals like the ones here on the left side. It's called bungo. They are known as the ghost of the Atari Forest. Take a look over your right shoulder. Way underneath that ledge right there, there's called a yellowback diker, one of the larger rodents in Africa. The word diker means diver in Afrikaans. When that animal gets excited, that's just what it does. It kind of dives into the bushes. Across our little watering hole here, we usually get to see a very special animal. There it is, drinking some water right there. That is the black rhino. You look at that animal, you say, my goodness, it seems almost indestructible, but believe me, with the poachers managed to get into these areas, they've really been hitting them very hard, even in protected areas. Poachers managed to get into these areas, continue to diminish the numbers of these poor animals. As of today, there's only 4,200 black rhino left in all of Africa. That's truly sad, in all of Africa. Wow. So let's continue through here. On your right side, your little animal right there, just behind those bushes. It's kind of moving around a little bit now. It's called a greater kudu. Second largest of all of the antelopes. They can weigh up to 750 pounds. Now, just as we leave the Little Atari Forest, off on your left side, you see a black and white bird. There's a saddle-bill stork. Gets to be about 5 foot tall with an 8 to 9 foot wingspan. The other bird with the little red mask on their face is a yellow-bill stork. Now we're heading to an area called the Safi River. And this river is known to have many Nile hippos. Now, on occasion, as we go by, we miss out on the opportunity of seeing these animals because they could stay underwater anywhere from 5 to 8 minutes at a time. Let's see what our luck is today. Oh my goodness, look at that hippo. I see a spotted one.
I see it.
There you go, right in the water, right there about 2 o'clock.
Oh, there he is.
Now, they prefer to stay in the water for fear of overheating. That one's gone. Okay. Holes in the walls are made by a bird called a bee eater up there on the top of that other shoreline right there. 1 Nile hippos in the water right here. These animals get to be about 5,000 pounds. Actually walk on the river bottoms. Many times they come up out of the water wiggling their ears, and people thought that was a sign of aggression. Turns out all they want to do is just get the water out of their ears. Evenings, they'll travel maybe a mile or two, eating approximately 100 pounds of vegetation. This bird here with the white bird with the black legs, that is the American egret black vultures, and those are pink back pelicans. Now, as we go over this upcoming bridge, once again, folks, please remain flat down bottom in your seats. Not too concerned about the bridge we're about to go over. My concerns are the Nile crocodiles under the bridge. They get to be about 20 feet long with a biting pressure about 1,200 pounds per square inch. They are larger, more aggressive than the American alligator. All right, folks, sit back, relax a little bit. Our next stop on this 2-week safari is about a day and a half away up by the ancient baobab tree.
Simba One, come in.
Wilson, over.
Just wanted to let you know that my ground patrol has seen a lot of elephant activity near the red clay pits. You definitely want to check out that area.
Red clay pits. Wilson will be heading out that way in just a bit. Thank you. Over and out for now. It's really great to have eyes in the skies. Well, I'll be darned. Look at that. A day and a half has gone by already, and there it is, the ancient baobab tree on your right. These trees have leaves on them maybe 3 months out of each year, and they have been known to live anywhere from 1,000 to 2,000 years old. Quite amazing. This is our favorite view. This is the Serengeti grassland system. This is like a super highway that stretches out across East Africa, going for thousands of miles. Here we get to see many of our famous animals like the elephants, lions, wildebeest, and perhaps a few animals you've never seen before. Now, this landscape that we see around us is pretty much dictated to us by the animals themselves. Elephants, for example, they kind of like to come in here, redesign the place by knocking branches off the trees, or perhaps even knocking the tree down. Grass will grow where the tree was, and that means more food for the grazing animals. And these earthen columns you see in this area are termite mounds. Get to be as hard as concrete. One off on the right side there, that was worn down because animals started using it as a scratching post. Now it's used as a lookout post. As we come around here on your left side, this is the Patterson eland, largest of all of the antelopes. Males weighing up to 2,000 pounds, capable of jumping 6 to 7 feet high, and they too are about 6 feet at the shoulder. And as you can see, we have a variety of grasses out here to serve the needs of the variety of animals that are out on the savannas. The grasses off on your right side, the gray animals there are the white-bearded wildebeest. About 1.5 million of them will migrate through Africa each year, always looking for short, sweet, fresh grass. That little animal up ahead, just about 1 o'clock with the black stripe on his side, that is the Tommy or Thompson gazelle. Get to be about the size of a good-sized dog, say 60 pounds or so. They run about 35 miles an hour. The other animals are impala, very graceful, very athletic animal, can easily leap about 8 feet in the air. This is the Nkoli cattle, also known as Watusi cattle, domesticated by the Watusi tribes in Africa thousands of years ago. Out there, just beyond there, let's see if we can get around a little bit more, get a little better view of the sable antelopes. They are the symbol of the Harambe Wildlife Reserve. I'd like you to get a good look at them. There they go, they're coming up right now. Just about 2 o'clock right there. That dark one there, that's the male, will continue to get dark as it matures. Females will remain a nice bronze color.
Zimmerman, this is Wilson. What is your location? Over.
Wilson, we are coming into elephant country. Over.
Keep your eyes open for me. We picked up a baby elephant that was wandering up on its own. We can't find the mother. I'm afraid poachers may be in the reserve.
Wilson, we definitely will keep our eyes open. Over and out. On your left side there, those are mandrills, largest of all the monkeys here in East Africa. They get to be quite large, about 100 pounds, waist height to an adult. They are quite colorful. Meanwhile, let's see if the local station is broadcasting today. There we go. Elephant way up on the top there, but not exactly the business end I'd like you to see, so we'll just move on. Just let me shut this radio down so I can concentrate on this bridge here. I hear the red clay pits Wilson had mentioned a little earlier. You can see tusk marks on either side of the view in the clay. Apparently the minerals are in that clay that the elephants keep coming back into to take a look at it. We need to just check that out sometime in the future. Meanwhile, what I'd like to do is show you some of the elephants that we have. You can see some of them coming up over there at just about 10 o'clock. I want to point out how close the younger ones stay to their mothers. They need to do that for about 13 to 15 years so they learn about where the food supplies are, where the water supplies are. Because Wilson is concerned about the one that was wandering off on its own. You can see two young ones out that way and mothers on either side of them. They need to stay together anywhere from 13 to 15 years so they learn about where the supplies are. Besides, when these babies are born, they're anywhere between 200 to 300 pounds. That is after a 22-month gestation period. My goodness, for those reasons alone, we should keep mama and baby together. You know, on your left.
Look, Mary, get that one.
Where? Oh.
There, I'll fast put on
That's a baby elephant.
What?
And here are the greater flamingo. They get this beautiful coloration from carotene, which can be found in a variety of water crustaceans, such as shrimp brine. The smaller ones with the red curved beak are the white ibis. As we come around, look over on your left side. There's a white rhino underneath that palm tree there. Once again, this is Africa's greatest success story. An awful lot of effort has gone into maintaining the numbers of these beautiful animals. But like the black rhino, unfortunately, poachers managed to get into these areas, continue to diminish the numbers of these animals. Sadly enough. On your right side, there's ostrich eggs on the ground, about 20 feet out. Those eggs weigh about 3 pounds each. A male will come along and have a lot to do with hatching the eggs, raising the chicks for the first 4 months. Once again, take a look at that beautiful rhino right there.
Number one, I see you at the junction. I suggest you go west. It will be worth it.
Go west. Will do, Wilson, will do. Over and out for now. Wonder what he'd like us to see by heading west. Oh my goodness, there it is. There's a lion just about 10 o'clock between the tree and that rock up on the top of the kopis. Its leg is up in the air. Look at that. Boy, it's amazing. These cats could remain inactive 18, 20 hours a day. On your right, the white animals are scimitar horned oryx. And you've got the ostrich that can actually outrun that scimitar. Let's see if we can get around this way once again. If we can get a little better view of that lion. Quite amazing. Full grown, about 550 pounds. A lioness would be about 400 pounds. It's laying down right by that rock right there. You can just barely see its mane.
Where?
All right, as we come around, you'll see some holes in the walls on the left side made by these warthogs you see there. Largest of all the burrowing mammals, they back into their burrows, protect themselves with razor-sharp tusks. More ostrich eggs, and as we come around, you see a little brown animal here on the right side. It's called a bontebok, Unfortunately, out in the wild, that animal is extinct. Sadly enough.
There are poachers in the area. Can you help us cut them off?
All right, is everybody up to helping Wilson cut off the poachers?
Yes.
All right, Wilson, here we come. Now, I need to get off the reserve right now, so hang on. It might get just a little rough. Not so bad.
The poachers are heading east. Keep going, and you'll drive them to my patrol. Over.
Head east. Will do, Wilson, will do. Well, look at this. Interesting. My goodness, this is so weird. More of them. I just hope it don't wind up getting wet. Well, I'll be. Look at that, Wilson. Look up ahead. It looks like we found the poacher's camp, Wilson. But it looks deserted. Do you think we're too late? Over.
Let's get them.
Oh, not to worry. You drop them right into my patrol.
Ah, Wilson, it is so good working with you. All right, over. Ah, here we go. We've got the baby elephant right over here. If we're going to get it back to its mom, it's going to be okay. All right, I want to thank you, Wilson. You guys did a great job. You're probably very, very busy catching those poachers. And I want to remind all of you, thank you for coming on the Kilimanjaro Safari Tours, greatest in all of East Africa. Now, when you get home, a little bit of conservation will go a long way for both animals and humans. And please, please help us protect these animals for our children. Now, I'm running just a tad late. I will be dropping you off at the Warden's Outpost. From there, it's a short walk into the Pangani Forest. Get to see a few more animals you have not seen here, like meerkats, silverback gorillas, or take the Wildlife Express up to Rafiki's Planet Watch. To get the parade now at 3:45. Mickey's Jam and Jungle Jamboree. Great parade. Starts over by the entrance to Kilimanjaro Safaris. Has anybody got to see the Lion King show today? Yeah, isn't that great? You folks have the opportunity. Good place to go. Get to see that Lion King show. Really very entertaining. Very well done. Very well done. You'll really be amazed at how they did that. And the building is air conditioned. Really great. Okay, here we go. Watch the right-hand side. A warden will be opening up these gates. Check the net bags in front of you for personal articles. If you have any trash, there's trash bins on the platform. The way we say goodbye here in Africa is Kwaherini, which kind of means go well. So Kwaherini.
Kwaherini.
Warden, we're back.